NBA season is a long one, and at times we can get so caught up in predictions or debates like the MVP award or who's going to be in the NBA Finals that we start to kind of forget or not appreciate what has already happened or what is happening in the league at that moment. So that's exactly why I asked you guys on YouTube communities and Instagram your favorite part of the NBA season so far, whether it's a team exceeding your expectations or a player, or, my favorites, like, you thought I would just give away my favorite part of the season so far. Not so fast. You're gonna have to wait till the end of the video to find out what my favorite part is. But for now, it's time to get into what you guys sent me. Starting off with Cash Mando saying 76ers downfall, LOL. I'm gonna be so honest with you right now, Mando. I agree. But let me clarify that a little bit because I don't want 76ers fans coming at me and attacking me for saying that I'm glad that their team isn't doing well. I genuinely think it's for the better that the 76ers aren't doing good. And let me explain why. Joel Embiid, I don't really need to say the obvious, right? He has never been really available for this team. And when he is available, he's still hurting. And there's a small part of me that feels like he's actually like fully healthy and can play basketball. But they're just waiting until later in the season or later in like the postseason to bring him back. That way he can actually have a fully healthy playoff run and then like win them a championship at the end. But like last year he had 39 games played. This year he has 13 so far. We're damn near halfway through the season. 13 games played. They bring in Paul George as his co-star and Paul George just suddenly drops off a cliff, is nowhere near as good as he was when he was on the Clippers. And so what happens? Well, the same thing every single year. Tyrese Maxey is the leader of the team and has to do everything. And should I have to remind you guys as well that when Joel Embiid was healthy and was playing, he was getting called out by the team, or specifically Tyrese Maxey, for being late, for not caring, not trying enough. I really do think, and I hate to say this because it does sound so dramatic and reactionary, I think maybe the Joel Embiid era should be over. I really do think that. You have Tyrese Maxey. He's still young. He can still, be the guy for your team. You have Jared McCain as well. I'm not going to say he's like a huge, future MVP or anything, but hey, you never know. I love the guy. So maybe it's time to sell Joel Embiid, not at a high, but at like a mid level. Next up, we have Sakai, the GOAT. Watching the Cavs mesh together with Kenny Atkinson's play style has been so satisfying. It's cool to watch them pick it up so fast. I do feel like the Cavs will eventually start to mellow out as they get figured out though, but it's been a fun ride. I genuinely can't imagine what it's like to be a Cavaliers fan at the start of the season and then see how your team is doing now, but I also wholeheartedly agree. I think the Cavaliers playing this good is one of the bigger shocks to the entire league this season. And it's funny because they really shouldn't have been. Like, talent-wise, this team has been good. It's just that they never really had it figured out. There was a lot of issues with the whole Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell pairing. Like, it was just awkward, and it was to the point where no one really gave them the credit that they maybe deserved at that time. But there is no doubt they are killing it and proving everyone wrong, especially, like you said, with that help of Kenny Atkinson. I love that. And listen, I'm not going to switch up here, okay, and say that, oh, I knew the Cavaliers were going to be good this year. I knew that they were going to figure it out, because shit, I exposed myself with this poll that I put on the YouTube community page. I said, what team is winning the East? Knicks, Bucks, Celtics, or the 76ers? I didn't even give the Cavs a chance. But yeah, Cavaliers being good, easily one of the best moments. I3186 says, watching Keon Ellis make an impact as soon as his minutes increased. Obviously, with me being a Kings fan, there's a lot of people that were responding to me saying, the Kings 7-game winning streak, the Kings firing Mike Brown, Keon Ellis, all these things. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I'm agreeing with most of the stuff here because all of this is just so positive and great. But in case you don't know, there's like a specific reason as to why the Kings have been winning. It's not just that Mike Brown got fired and, Doug Christie just has insane fucking aura and went in the locker room and made everyone play good. That's not the whole case. It is a part of it, but it's not the whole case. One of the big issues with Mike Brown was that he had terrible rotations for Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis is, when it comes to impact, their best player. Literally their best player. Defensively, offensively, numbers will show you that Keon Ellis was their best player, and Mike Brown said multiple times that he couldn't find the minutes for him. Well, you're playing fucking Jordan McLaughlin and fucking Colby Jones. Like, no disrespect to those guys, and also Kevin Huerter, but you bring in Doug Christie, and what changes? What was one of the big changes? Keon Ellis got consistent minutes. He didn't get pulled out for small little mistakes that he made. And now, very new development, could have been a one-time thing, but Kevin Huerter is starting to lose some minutes, folks. All I'm saying is that could be a huge thing. We kind of like to see that. So yes, the guy that commented this, I'm not going to say your name again, you know ball, because you know that the Kings winning has something to do with Keon Ellis getting his minutes increased. You know ball. At GamerWolf77, my God, y'all need some better names. Russell Westbrook finding his role again in the NBA. 100%. If there's one thing I hate about the NBA, it's the Lakers. And when Westbrook was on the Lakers, I remember making videos. Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust this camera. I remember making videos trying to defend Russell Westbrook because I felt like at that time he was kind of being scapegoated. And then the same thing kind of happened with the Clippers, and I was a little bit disappointed in how he was there. And the entire time, I just wanted him to be at a team that like made sense for him. And of course, when you pair him with the best fucking player in the world, well, actually, never mind, he's not playing with Shea. When you pair him up with one of the best players in the world, he's obviously going to be damn good and fit right along next to him. I also love that it's like two, triple-double threats. Like one of them that has the record for most in the world and the other one that might actually go and like break that record. Kaiser on the block says Victor Wembanyama being third in MVP voting. I haven't checked the MVP voting in a minute now, so I don't know how accurate this is, but I guess this can kind of be translated into like Victor Wembanyama playing good this year. There was that weird like article or moment earlier in the season where they were talking about how Victor doesn't have an offensive bag. All he does is shoot threes. If you hate on what Victor Wembanyama has done, both offensively and defensively at all, if you just think that he's like a bad player for the game, I'm sorry, but you are the problem. This man has already been everything and more than what he was predicted to be. Everyone was saying that he was going to be an injured, never playing, wasn't going to live up to the hype, whatever it is. And obviously, fingers crossed, he never gets injured. I don't want him to miss a single game for the rest of his career. But goddamn, people were saying so much and he has lived up to it. He has been insane to watch. He is a walking alien highlight reel. And the fact that he is living up to those expectations is huge. I can't wait to see what he ends up winning in his career, how many championships he gets, MVPs he gets, Defensive Player of the Year is like his for at least 10 years. Like, it's kind of ridiculous as to how much this man is going to be the face of the league. And yet people still sit here and talk about how no one is there to carry the torch from LeBron, Steph, and KD. Victor Wembanyama is a literal fucking alien. Floppity forever with the chromacopia profile picture. I fuck with that. Watching Cat on the Knicks. Easily the most shocking trade that we saw during the offseason because it was like one day before media day. I'm so happy it worked out for the Knicks because with the Timberwolves, the one big issue that I had with them was that it was very clear that they made this move specifically for financial reasons. Karl Anthony Towns dedicated his entire career being in Minnesota. He was, even though Anthony Edwards is great, he was like the face of the franchise for a long time, and I guess you could say was slowly losing that to Ant, but he was like the co-star, you know what I mean? Like they were both sharing the franchise, and all of that got thrown away because they didn't want to pay more money in taxes. They wanted to give that money to Nas Reed or whatever the fuck it is, and when you're a whatever multi-fucking millionaire, billionaire, whoever the fuck owns the Timberwolves, I think that shit is just lame. I think it's lame as fuck. I hate when an NBA or any sports owner is cheap. Motherfucker, you have generational wealth. You can spend some money keeping your Western Conference Finals team alive and healthy. So for this move to work for the Knicks, I'm really happy for. I'm really happy to see him thriving, having fun, being around friends, whatever it is. But for the Timberwolves, my God, has it been rough. We're starting to see Julius Randle just turn against everyone on the team. Body language is not looking good. Dante DiVincenzo, at least last time I checked, he was kind of like, he was a little... By the way, real quick, sorry if I sound insane right now. I'm kind of sick, coughing like crazy, and losing my voice. I apologize. Nuno, the Instagram GOAT, says the Magic when they're healthy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Paolo Banchero was kind of like the same case as Cade Cunningham for me a little bit, where it was like highly disrespected when he was drafted. No one really gave him the time of day as a #1 pick. And then he actually started to like turn out really good and playing really good. And then everyone was like, yo, wait, Paolo Banchero. Is my Pokemon Go Plus just buzzing right now? I'm so sorry, yo. Everyone's like, yo, or the Orlando Magic and Paolo Banchero are actually doing good. And then obviously this year they suffer from a ton of injuries. But yes, I think that this is great. The Eastern Conference getting better is something that I do love to see. I think that they should actually just keep all the talent over there. Everyone good from the West should just make their way on over. That way the Sacramento Kings can keep winning. All right, I'm starting to actually lose my voice. So let's go ahead and talk about my favorite part of the season so far. No, it's not the Kings winning. No, it's not not LeBron turning 40, it's the Phoenix Suns' downfall. I know I said earlier that I hate the owners in the NBA that will trade their players so they don't have to pay extra in taxes. Well, if there's another thing I fucking hate, it's when owners go overboard and pay too damn much for their team by getting Bradley fucking Beal. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't like the Suns because of the Bradley Beal move that they made. I mean, obviously, there's like the Yusuf Nurkic thing and the fact that they got rid of DeAndre Ayton that quick when his whole issue, if I'm not mistaken, was with Monty Williams. But then they fired Monty Williams like minutes after. Like, I really do feel like they could have made DeAndre Ayton work a little bit. Like, there were glimpses of hope, at least more glimpses than fucking Yusuf Nurkic. And then to take on the Bradley Beal deal with a fucking no trade clause, getting paid tens of millions of dollars when he's old and washed. What the fuck are you doing? So to see this team not be good and not be, you know, rewarded, whatever it is, for making these moves, God, it makes me so fucking happy. I fucking love it. And Suns fans, I'm sorry. I don't mean it as a diss towards you guys, but goddamn, your team is fucking annoying. Hate me all you want. Bradley Beal stands. If you exist, come at me. I'm sorry. It's the worst deal that there is, and he's not that damn good. All right, well, I just did something that I never thought I'd do in a YouTube video, and that is completely change my voice from the start to the end. I've been ranting so damn hard. You guys now know what my favorite part of the season has been so far. Comment down below your favorite part, or if we went over your favorite part, expand on it. I read and respond to everyone, okay? So drop a comment down there. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching all the way to the end if you did. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one. Hopefully I sound normal and not sick. Later.